Welcome to Color Me Psychic. Thank you for calling in today. So excited that you're here with me. Where are you calling in from today?
Hey, yeah, I'm calling in from Los Angeles today.
Awesome. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. What question do you find yourself asking over and over again that you want to explore today?
Should I cut this new friend out of my life?
Okay, awesome. So I want you to think about this new friend. I want you to think about this question, and I want you to do a body scan. So when you're thinking about this new friend and the question about cutting them out or keeping them involved in your life, where in your body do you feel the most is making the most noise, or do you feel the most sensations?
This is a new place for me to feel something strong. It's kind of like all through my sinuses, down through my esophagus, just tightened.
Awesome awareness. You said it was tight. Is there any other way that you would describe the sensation?
I feel like it's constricting, like the way something does push something out.
Okay. And then would you classify this as a heavy emotion? So feeling down, upset, or off, or light, like expansive, peaceful?
And this is surprising me. This is my first light feeling, but I would say light.
I want you to take that sensation and color it out on a piece of paper using any shape and color that you want. Take as much time as you need, and then let me know when you're ready to proceed. So this is what you colored. Tell me, what was the first thing that you colored?
The pink and purple explosions.
Okay, awesome. And then walk me through what else you colored after that.
Then I put the flower because it felt like the light feeling of it made it kind of felt like it was coming from something beautiful.
Okay.
And then I added the smaller explosion just because I felt like it dissipated.
Okay. So I see that you used a lot of pink, purple, there's yellow for the center of the flower, and then green for the stem. Are there
Yeah,
any other colors that I might not be seeing on the picture?
no, just those four.
Okay, that's great. Cool.
There were a
Let's go.
couple shades of pink, mostly due to dried out markers.
That is okay. So let's go ahead and start with the explosion. So explosions have to do with energy or feelings that are being stored up inside. So that we can just leave it as that for now, and then kind of go through and see how all the pieces kind of fit together. For the pink and the purple, let's look at that. The pink is coming up as groundedness. So groundedness as in feeling stable, like having a stable connection with yourself, or a sense of being centered. For purple, it's coming through as being integrated. So just realizing that there's like an integration of different aspects of yourself, and that you're feeling kind of a sense of like peace and harmony. So if we couple that with the explosion, that could just be meaning that this groundedness and the centeredness has kind of been waiting to come out for a long time, or that this is kind of a new beginning, or like a starting point of feeling grounded and kind of whole. When we look at flowers, flowers have to do with our happiness. So when we look at the colors that you used for the flower, the pink is coming up as, again, grounded and confident. And then the purple is coming through as feeling integrated again. So there's a lot of happiness that's kind of revolved around like this. It kind of feels like you've been working towards it for a long time, and that it's kind of been a long time coming, but just feeling really grounded and centered with yourself. The yellow in the center of the flower, that has to do with feeling proud. So specifically that you're satisfied with achieving the state or getting to this place, because it feels again like it's something that you've been working on for a while, and something that you've been wanting and wishing and hoping for a while.
I noticed I was compelled to make the petals like loop-de-loops and also do the loop-de-loops in the middle of the yellow. Did that symbol mean anything?
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at that. If you're bringing it up, or if it like catches your attention, then usually it's a yes. But let's go ahead and see. Swirls have to do, or like these loop-de-loops have to do with how much you want something to change. And so the change, we can tie that back to the colors. So the change that you're wanting, or the change that you're experiencing, is due to like you getting to a place where it feels more like you're centered and integrated. How's this all sounding so far?
That sounds right on.
The stem of the flower, with it being green, it has to do with resolution. So this is just dissolving tension, and just feeling more integrated and whole, and basically reaching a conclusion. For the smaller explosion, it's kind of just the same as the larger explosion. Because both of the explosions and the flowers are using the same colors, it feels like there's just a lot of this energy around, like you've been waiting for this for a long time and it's finally here. It's interesting that the question that you started out with is more related to like, do I need to cut this friend out of my life? And then you drew this really cool kind of picture of like you've worked really hard to get to where you're at, personally, and that it kind of feels like you're opening a new chapter, for this next phase. So when you hear that the question, or you think of the question again and you see this flower, what kind of goes through your head, or what does it make you think?
I think that it all sounds right on. I think that I have been waiting for this for a long time, and I think it just looks a little different than I expected. And that's why I was questioning. But I feel like the answer is no, I don't need to cut them out, and I need to engage and celebrate this new friendship.
Oh, that's awesome. It's so cool that you have that much awareness too, especially because a lot of times what we'll do is especially when we're on the cusp of new experiences, sometimes our brains will think like we've never experienced something like this before, and so it will feel like unsafe. Then it will want to protect us, and so it will feel like we need to go back and retreat. I did the same thing when I met my now husband several years ago, back in 2019. Like it was so easy, the relationship was so easy, and it was just so nice, but I'd never experienced something like that before. And so I basically friend zoned him. But just because I didn't have data in my mind of like, no, relationships can look this way, I can show up in this way and experience these things. So yeah, good on you for being so self-aware and taking the time to like see, is this really what I need to do, or is this something else that I'm not seeing yet? Any other questions or things that you wanna chat about?
No, that all seems really good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for taking your time with me, some time out of your day to color with me. For all of the listeners joining in, I use the color mending therapy step-by-step guide to interpret the coloring, and you can grab your copy by scanning this QR code. If you're interested in being on Color Me Psychic, you can go ahead and schedule your reading here.